Now we've cut holes in our playfield everywhere, we've got to now do something about it to stop the balls falling into infinity. So we are going to make some subways. So this is the blueprint from the manual, which is the lower playfield one, which I spun around and showed the underneath. We're going to make a new layer. We're going to call this subway, sub D-way. We are then going to get a ramp, and you don't have to make it follow the path because normally this is done to avoid other mechanical objects underneath the playfield. But you know, if you're going to do it right. So we are going to do it roughly. So just enough. And then we can show the playfield mesh, which will show us where the hole is. So what we're going to do here is make sure that covers the entire width. There's different ways of doing this. One way is you get this and you can make the widths, so the top width, so that means now that that ramp now encompasses that drop hole. So the ball will fall through that hole, hit this ramp, go down there and feed down to the bottom. Okay, so when you've done that, we can get rid of the main layer now, we don't need that. Some of the things you have to do. So you're going below the playfield, so the top height needs to be minus 0.01. Just to say that's below the playfield level. The bottom height, if you make it about minus 75, so that's the ball width plus a playfield width, that's about the right place to start. So no, that's the wall height, I've got that wrong. You want that at minus 75 and the bottom height at minus 90. So down here it's minus 90. So there's just a bit of extra playfield to go down to. What you do need is, now you know that it's minus 75 high, you want the walls to be 75 high, or 75.9, 74.9. And the same with the physics walls, 74.9, 74.9. What that will mean is, if we make sure that's visible, and we start the table, go into the live editor, see there is now a ramp underneath the table that doesn't protrude through the top of the table. But there's, as you can see, the ends of the ramp are open. We don't want that because we don't want to lose balls at the end. So we're going to lock that in place for the second. We're going to put a wall at the end. We're going to make that the same. So top height is, but this one, the top height is minus 0.01 and the bottom height is minus 75. Actually, you can make it minus 80. It doesn't, as long as it's bigger, that's fine. I'm going to take that, copy and paste it. I'm going to drag it down bottom here. And fill in this end down here. Okay, except this one we know is deeper, so we're going to make this one minus 95. So now, if we go to F5, go to Live Editor and have a look. Now got our subway with the ends blocked off, which is what we want. Okay, so that's how you do a bog standard subway. We'll worry about how the ball gets out of it later when we do some work on kickers and the like. So again, we've got one here where it comes from the chest and it comes out to the kicker here. So you do exactly the same thing there, at the end of it, some control points. This one's got a bit of a sharp turn on it. So what we might do, oh, if you put a straight one, a straight edge, and then a curved one, it helps it align it a bit better. Okay, we need to make this wider. So 70, no, 90, ooh, 90, 90. That's better. Okay. Actually, this is where you kind of get a bit of a problem. At the bottom, we don't want it to be too wide because we want it to kick out of this hole. So I'm going to want that to be narrower. So what you might have to do on this one, and this is what you might have to do elsewhere, is you have to make two ramps. So we'll delete these control points. Put that up there. Get another ramp. That's another wall. I keep on making walls. Lock this in place. Copy this control point. Paste that control point to the bottom. Then see if we can align this up. Now what we have to do here is, this was 90 wide, so we're going to have to make the top of this 90. Bottom 65. We're probably going to have to go in afterwards and fix this because that angle is not good, which is you can see by the fact that it's overlapped. So we have to, it gets really finicky. Add a few more control points, equalize them out. What I'll probably do is I'll go in, like we showed you with the ramps, and convert this to a primitive subway so that it actually makes more sense. So to make this minus 75, minus 75, ball should flow down it naturally because it's downhill. So now these should be deep. We'll copy the wall we made earlier there, paste it at that point. Okay. And oh yeah, we want one at the bottom as well, that would help. down there. Okay, and then if we have a quick look, oh, live editor, zoom around, and there we've got it. Oh, except this is the good thing about going and have a look. We've not made the walls high enough. So you go back in here, click both of them, make the walls 74.9. The visual walls you should make the same as the physics walls, so you can make sure that you've actually done it right when you're using the same values. It's just a visual indicator. So there we go. And now also if you look when you're looking at the table, you can now see the holes where it would drop in, so you can see the coffin lock at the top is now not just it's now got a subway underneath it, so it would move, the ball would move where it needed to go, and then to pop out here, and the ball comes in there and out there. Okay, so they're subways. For a VUC vertical up kicker, it's a little bit different. You could do it the same, but this is the way that I tend to do it. So you get a wall, and then make the wall about 100 deep. Um, and that's your base. That's where your base is. You get another wall. This wall is going to be the actual side walls. So you stretch it out there, then you make another 4 control points across the floor. Up. Another one there, another one there. Across. So now you've got a wall inside of a wall. What this does is it gives you the side walls. So you've got one which is the base and one which is the side walls. So this one, you make the bottom height is minus 110, so you can make it go through it. Top height is 0.01, so it's just under the playfield surface. So now, if we open up, now got our box underneath to put our kicker object in. The reason that you do it with the floor is because you can then attach later on, we'll come to cover it, but if you put your kicker, which we use a trigger for, a kicker in there, you can put, so if you call this floor, and then you choose the surface, renaming it did, floor. See that, or now, if you look inside of it, see the trigger is on the bottom of that floor. There are other things you can do, like if you wanted to make a junction, you could get your ramps, one ramp, another ramp, So straight and cut save as coming in from two different directions. And you can put a wall in the middle, then put a third ramp at the bottom, and that would let you funnel things in. You have to put the wall at the edges, because obviously when you've used this wall as the bottom bit, that won't have an edge. So copy and paste that one there. Then it's just quick and nasty. So actually these are all above table height, but that's okay because we can just show you what it looks like. So 125, 75. 75, 75, 75. So just to give you an example, that way you've built a subway that, or anything that just joins, which is easier than trying to. You can't really get your ramps to join. VPX doesn't do that very well, so you do that and make it yourself, and work your way like that. Okay.